Hello, my friends from Timeshare OPC University. Today we're going to talk about 5 steps to book a tour. But today the first step will be the most important. That's stop the unit or stop the tourist or approach or greeting, or I don't know how you call them, but to me it's stopping the unit. There's many different locations and many different ways to stop the unit. It's not the same to work at the airport than working in a restaurant or working in a booth in Mexico than working in a booth in Orlando or working in-house. There's different ways, but today I'm going to talk the most basic one. When you're working outside on a booth, when people walks by, okay? And then if you have any questions, I can go over working at the airport, working in the mall. But once you learn these basics, then you can always get different ideas and make your own. I will say that the most important step is this one, stopping the unit. It's about 80% of the job. It's the most difficult thing to stop the unit, but once you have it done, it's a lot easier. One of the things that I told you earlier is that you have to be presentable. You have to look good. Also, your work area needs to be clean and you need to have all your materials that you need handy and ready. It'll be terrible that someone stops with you and they're ready to book a tour and you don't have a pen to fill up an invitation, or you don't have an invitation, or they want to know where some place is and you don't have a map. So in that case, you will lose credibility immediately. So obviously, it's important that you know your area. In the location that you are, you must know where are the restaurants nearby, where are the stores nearby, where's the beach, where's the attractions that are nearby. Because if someone asks you and you don't tell them, or you're like fumbling, then you're gonna lose all trust. So it's very important that you know where everything is around you. If you're new in the area and if you don't know, start walking. Ask your coworkers, ask your manager, do Google Maps, do something, but learn that. It's very basic. It is vital that you have a smile at all times. People buy from people they like, and it only takes seconds for them to see if they like you. Okay, if they see you clean, if they say you that you have your uniform, that you have an ID, it's more likely that they're gonna like you than if you don't look professional. Okay, it is very important that you have a positive mental attitude. Why? Because you have a lot of coworkers that are gonna come and tell you, "Oh, today is very hot, it's very slow." I used to have a coworker that will come and say, "Oh, they're charging us a lot of taxes, lately. We're only working for the government." There's people that is going to try to do whatever it takes to discourage you. Don't let it happen. Okay, the rejection that you're going to hear, it's okay. You must go on all the time. Remember, you have to approach 20 people in order for one of them to stop. And out of 20 that you will stop, one will listen. And out of those 10 that listen, one will book. So you do the math. It's a lot of people that you have to talk. And you have to be talking and talking and talking and positive and, continue and continue and continue. Now, it's very important that you observe when the people are coming. Shirts, hats, if they look like they know their way around, if they're holding hands, if they have kids. That way you can approach them. You cannot approach young couple the same that you approach family with kids or a single guy or a single girl. So I used to observe. Let me give you an example. Let's say that someone has an NFL shirt. What are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about the beach? Of course not. You're going to talk about what's the favorite team, and then they're going to answer you. You need to ask a question that is going to be answered. People like to talk about themselves. So if you observe what they have on their shirts, what they have on their hat, it's more than likely that you're going to have an easier way to approach. If you see a young couple holding hands, well, ask them if they're honeymooners. If you see someone looking at the name of the streets, offer them a map. Ask them if they're lost. Okay? You have to be very creative. You have to have an original approach. You have to be outgoing. And more than anything else, you have to be sincere with people. People will feel when you're being fake. So have fun, be observative, but do say something that it is real. Okay? Now, you have to be enthusiastic at all times. People is not going to listen to someone that says, "Hi, how are you? Can I help you?" It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you can say, hello, welcome. How can I help you? What are you looking for? Are you lost? You can make a comment on their watch. You can make a comment on their sandals. You can make a comment on their camera. Anything that you see, you know. Now, whenever you're talking to them and you offer them a map or something and you turn around, you assume they're coming with you. Okay? Take that attitude. Don't tell them, come on, and kind of like push them to your location. People will, if you lead them, if you start taking control, people will go with you. And you always have to act professional. Professionalism is the way you dress, the way you talk, if you have all your materials, if you have your location clean, neat. You know, there's people that like to hang frames for different activities. It's good to do that, but not too many, because if you put a lot of pictures, you are the one that have to create the mental picture on people's head. Once you put all those pictures, some people might like it or might not. So you have to talk to the people and you gotta ask them, a couple questions, and then you are the one that have to put that mental picture on their head. Now, it's very important that you approach people before they come in front of you. Right before you start talking to them, you moderate your tone of voice. If they're far away, so you can say hello, and then you start lowering your voice, so they're gonna wanna listen to you. You have to do different techniques, okay? The most important thing that I will suggest you is have a pitch ready. Have something that you're gonna say ready. Write it down, practice it, but have different pitches. Pitches for young people, pitches for all people. Have a script for honeymooners, have a script for people from California, from people from Canada, people from England. Everybody likes to talk about themselves and everybody is different. So once you have that written down, you can memorize it and things are going to be easier. So now what I need from you, I need you to send me the way you approach people in your location. Tell me, where do you work? If you work at the beach, if you work at a location, if you work in England, or if you work in Spain or Costa Rica or Bariloche, you tell me. Tell me how to approach people. If it's working, if it's not working, what do you think can be done, or what do you need? And that way everybody can give us their opinion, and we're going to start getting into the most important stuff, okay? But this is completely important. When I started this business and when I started as an OPC, I decided to be professional on those 5 steps. I dedicated probably days in order for me to be professional stopping people. And my only goal was to stop people, even if they didn't book. But I said, today I'm going to dedicate to stop people. And everybody that walked by me, my main goal was to stop them. Obviously, I didn't stop every single one of them, but I became professional. I know how to stop someone on the street. And once you learn that, then you go with the next step. So this is how they call them, the steps. When I started, I know in different places they call them differently, but it's about the same. So send me, how do you call your steps? Send me questions and I will help you, because eventually we're going to have to deal with objections. So I need all that information. And remember, this channel is for every single one of you. I know this video is a little longer, but it's important that you master how to stop the unit. So let's make some money together, as always.